We love to tell stories from which we learn the divine right mathematical order of nuclear power units, the core encryption code, right? The NOMI code. So I thought I'd share something of how beautiful this is when you're running the divine right order. Only God knows the divine right order, the first mathematical order, the geometry, the sacred geometry, right? Of intersections that take place between other spirits. So I may have shared this one, but not quite in the same way. But I shared the one with Patty Broussard, right? When she was staying in a Motel 666, and then I had $135 that was in a PayPal account that was sitting there waiting so that months later it could be sent to her in her PayPal account. Well, here's another beautiful example of how that works with the divine right mathematical order. That is not hex geometry. It's not 6666, 4 sixes, right? And that was when I was on the Angeles National Forest a couple of years ago, doing some energetic work up there, just traveling around with a tent, in a Ford Explorer. And I was in an old place where I used to work as a forest ranger up on the Angeles Crest Highway in a place called Chileo Campground. And this was like in November. No, wait. October. Right around October. It wasn't quite November yet. It was in the fall. Okay. Now, that particular area does have bears, black bears there, but they're not in large numbers, And so it just happened to be, I picked a little spot to camp out in, right? And I slept on a blanket and a sleeping bag inside the Ford Explorer with the seat down, right? And so I went driving around to pick up some firewood, and I came back, and there was somebody that had set up a tent at my same site. And this was a beautiful couple that had come up from Central America, and they were on their way, as I remember it, up to Yellowstone, into that area. And I thought, wow, how cool. And guess what they had with them? A watermelon. And so the guy realized that, well, you already had this site because it's first come, first served. They didn't see the little ticket because you're supposed to pay, a fee to stay, to be with Mother Earth, right? Paying the man, control over space, got to pay. That's how the electrical grid is set up. 60 cycles. That's their 666 system. And so as it turned out, the guy offered the watermelon. Okay. Now, this is where it gets really cool. Later on that night, was around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I had my window where my head's sleeping on a little blanket. My window's rolled down about halfway because I like the cool mountain air. And guess who comes sticking his nose through the window? You got it, a black bear. Who do you think that watermelon was for? That black bear. Do you think that couple knew that the watermelon that they picked up 5 hours before that was already mathematically derived to meet a divine right order in the future? That watermelon that they picked up, that half of it was going to be eaten by a bear at 2 o'clock in the morning on the Angeles Forest? That's God's source, divine right order mathematics. That's how it works. Sharing equally. Because guess what? That was half their watermelon they gave to me. The math doesn't lie. Not with God's source. That's who we are. Have a beautiful day.